here talking about mental health. So I've had my days, but today I'm feeling amazing. Thank you so much for having me here.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you are a poet and you are also a mental health advocate.
Yes, I am a poet. My feelings ni mingi pale. So yeah, as a poet, you get to express how you feel. You use words to paint pictures of emotions. And so when you lean towards mental health, there's a lot of emotions that surround human existence. So trying to paint pictures of how you feel or how you feel others should feel or how others are feeling. So it's a whole intersection of mental health and poetry, yes.
How did you get to infusing mental health and poetry?
The label itself is the one that's a bit new, but poets have been known to express emotions and express feelings. So, coming to mental health is now understanding what makes humans to feel the way they're feeling.
Yeah.
Yes, and how do they express? Some people will express grief differently. Some people will express disappointment differently, but poets will write and will say, "This is how I feel," and sometimes it feels dark when you express it, but it's exactly how that feeling should feel like. So, mental health is just your space, the space between your ears, and how you feel, and what makes you feel the way you're feeling right now.
What's the darkest piece that you've ever written?
I wrote a suicide note.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote. I think I wrote two suicide notes. The room went dark. Yeah, I
You went.
know. I know.
No. Honestly, I feel like we've been on that trajectory this week.
Yes.
It's a conversation we were having yesterday.
Yes.
Can you share?
Can I share my suicide note? Not today, but the process was I was writing a show on suicide, and it had to get to a point where I had to write a suicide note, especially for the show.
So you
So
were writing a suicide note based
yes,
on the show.
yes, for the show.
Yes, for the
Yes,
show.
I wouldn't want to write my suicide note. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get to that point where I write my own suicide note.
Yeah.
But I wrote two. I wrote for 2022 and also wrote 2023. So I have two suicide notes. Yeah.
Okay. And the room got dark
I
again.
know the room went dark. And you haven't seen me perform yet, so
And the room got dark again. You know.
I know.
I think we need to hear something from you. We need to listen to you
Okay.
so that this may set the basis of our conversation.
Okay.
So what piece is coming to your mind right
Mayday.
now?
Mayday.
Let's go.
Do I explain it or do I just get it
Just
done?
get to it and then we can talk about it.
Mayday. Mayday. I'm out of armor like melee. Can you see my hands in the air? I'm waving like Nene. I have been under the weather for a while. But the storm wasn't part of the skies, it was blue, but unlike the blues, the melody was never alive. I have been fooled by a simple mirage, a disguise of some kind. How can it be dark with so many lights? And how come bright is synonymous with nights, but no fruit of it inside? And how come suicide is hidden behind smiles? So Mayday, Mayday. Many days are Labor Day. Mayday, Labor Day. May my day be free from this labor pain. I am unpacking everything here. Give space. See, I might shove you away. If I carefully let the gas out of his can, I can make a little of this mess. I'm trying to move my pieces like chess. I'm trying to white out my blacks before I black out. Tell the bishop not to knock on my castle. So Mayday. Mayday. Many days are Labor Day. Mayday. Labor Day. May my day be free from this labor pain. I have had days that I'll feel good about other days, and that day wasn't it, and that day seemed to replicate itself into the next day, and every day seemed like I was encapsulated on a yarn of thick black wool string, but heavier. And deep sighs have never dared to become my savior, so Mayday, Mayday. Many days are Labor Day, Mayday, Labor Day, may my day be free from this labor pain. See, I hate everything. I hate that I hate what I hate. I hate that my soul bears hatred for everything. I hate that I hate everything. And I hate this life. I hate this day. I hate waking up. I hate when my phone rings. I hate when it's time to eat. So Mayday. Mayday. Many days are Labor Day. Mayday. Labor Day. May my day be free from this labor pain. Greatness.
Oh, greatness.
The room went dark.
And the room went dark again.
I know it shouldn't be like that. Usually after my set, I have to like come up with jokes and like lighten people up. Yeah.
Is Mayday or was Mayday a cry for help?
Yes, it is. Mayday is a cry for help. It is a cry for help. I feel like tearing up right now. It is a cry for help. Yes.
Were you crying for help?
When I was, yes, yeah. So interestingly, is as a poet, I don't like write all the concept pieces at once. It's a collection of different times when I was writing different pieces. So when I have a show now, is I'm patching all these
Yes.
pieces. So yeah, so every single verse is an element of a day that I was struggling with something.
I feel like cheering up too.
I know. It's okay. Let it out. This is a safe space.
It is a safe space indeed.
Yes.
So I've written down, how can it be dark?
With so many
With
lights.
so much,
Yeah.
with so many lights.
Yeah. How can it be dark with so? Yeah.
What is happening?
I think I was depressed for like 4 months after my show. So the show was interesting. No, it was before. Yeah, I wrote this before, but the whole concept. So also there's a theory part, and then there's a me
Please
having
tell
going
me.
through. So when you're struggling with suicide or the decision to want to end your life, to other people things might be okay, like it's bright, the sun is shining, life is moving, but to you it's not. Like when you sit yourself down to sleep probably, or you're sitting yourself down to think or to work, so your emotions, the space between your head is not, there's a lot of darkness that you're carrying around every single time, every single moment. So yeah, how can it be dark with so many lights? It's also a picture of when you wake up and it's so bright. You wish you had closed your curtains. You wished you never got to see light, because now it's a reminder of the contrast between what's within your mind and what is outside. So how can it be dark with so many lights? Is you can see the light, but you can't see the light. Unibar. Yeah, you can see the light, but you can't see the light. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you want to break down, how is suicide hidden behind smiles? Is people are struggling out here, and they're putting up a show. We all put up a show, and we try to show that, oh, she needs a hug. Yeah, we put up a show. We try to show that we're okay when we are not. So yeah, how is suicide hidden behind smiles? Is people can be happy and still be struggling.
Alright.
Yes.
So basically tunaweza sema kwamba wakati mwingi inaweza kuwa inatokea kwako, ama pia unaangalia tu na kusikiza pengine stories za watu wengine vile inavyo.
Nikiandika mara nyingi, unless umenilipa ama ni kazi, huwa ni watu wengine, lakini kama ni kazi zangu ni hisia zangu.
Okay.
Kama hiyo ni kazi yangu.
Okay. So hii ilikuwa ni hisia zako.
Ni hisia zangu, lakini pia ndasema haikuandikwa, ndo nilianza kusema haikuandikwa siku moja. Ilikuwa ni tofauti. Kuna sehemu niliandika wakati fulani, sehemu nikaandika wakati fulani. So ile wakati sasa nataka kuweka show, ni wakalie vitabu vyako na unachanganya, ni ili kuwe na mtiririko wa mawazo. Naam.
We spoke about, we were talking about suicide yesterday, and we're talking about contemplating.
Yes.
And what what happens, like how it begins.
Yes.
So I'm listening to Mayday, and it's like a cry for help,
It
right?
is a cry for help. It is.
How did it start for you?
Suicide is interesting. People don't talk about suicide because it's dark, but we have to talk about it so that we shed light on that
Yes.
darkness. So suicide has there are three phases. The first phase is ideation and the feelings. The feelings that you feel you want to kill yourself, but you don't actualize the killing yourself. So many of us are here. I've been there for a long time. So for me, it's my red flag when I want to kill myself, or this life has no meaning. It's when I stop and now start working on myself. I get out of my schedule, I clear everything, I can go home, I take a rest. Sometimes it's fatigue, sometimes it's like someone tipped me off, or it's a bad business deal and I don't have strength for the next day. So um, most of the time is that many of us are going through that. It can be based on grief, it can be gender-based violence. So there are many
Yes.
issues that can warrant someone to want to kill themselves. So that's the first phase. The second phase is the actualization. Now you pursue death passionately. Um, that phase is when now you start researching, how do I end myself, what is the quickest way. You can go on Google nowadays. When you Google suicide, it gives you a
Mm.
prompt, a stop. Even when you're on social media and you search suicide, there's a stop, because most people, when they want to kill themselves, they now research. Yeah, so the desire now to end this life has been heightened to the point where you actualize. There's a piece that I wrote. I said, by day's end, I might be a gory collage of blood and bone, or a new can of paint in the front of a moving garbage truck, or a lifeless body in a black bag heading towards the unknown. So there are many ways that you will want now to pursue to pursue death.
Yeah.
And then the last phase is you have actualized what you wanted. So either you have survived or you haven't. If you have survived, you have a memory of that day that you attempted to kill yourself, and it comes back to you every time as a way of escape from your issues. And if you haven't survived and you're gone, you have left a thread to the next person within your circle that suicide is an escape. So they'll have to struggle with the fact that you died by suicide. And if they come to a point where they are tired, everyone does, they'll look at you as an example of rest.
Oh.
Yes. So it's a cycle. It
Mm.
doesn't end. Yes.
Okay, so
It ends. Sorry, I'm sorry, listeners. It ends. It ends with therapy
yeah.
and help, and it's curable.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I want to. We're talking about greatness,
Yes.
and this is your story. And the first piece that you just presented is Mayday, and you've said that it is a cry for help. As greatness, did you have suicidal thoughts?
Yes, I did. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. There's a poem called "Yes, I Have."
We're gonna go
Yes,
to
I
yes, I have. Yeah.
have. No, it's not on memory. I actually decided when I started talking about suicide is I will not memorize these pieces,
Good. Good.
because there's a lot of heaviness they carry, and sometimes you write and you write for escape, so that you forget. Like it's like a library. You just write, and you don't want to listen to your darkness anymore. You have to now get happy and move on with your life. So when you're performing, is you're unearthing all these dark emotions that you had at one point in your life. Yeah, so it's hard. As I said earlier, there was a time in 2022 when I did my show, I got depressed for 3 months after
Mm.
the show, because now every day I have to rehearse the poems. Every day I have to, like, you know, you when you bear the character on stage, you when you're performing, you're not performing as yourself, you're performing as a character. So getting to bear these emotions on stage. I remember having two panic attacks that same night.
Oh.
Yes, I went backstage and I dropped. I had to be picked by my fellow poets. I was given strength and water, and like, okay, your time, your time, your time. Are you ready? I'm like, I'm not ready. You have to go back on stage. So and then after that again, after the first one, I went back again and I collapsed backstage. So it's the whole talking about it. I'm passionate about it, but it's not like it's soft on me.
Yes.
Yes.
How did you get out of it?
Friends. I Yeah, like I thank God for the people around me. They kept affirming, they kept calling, they kept checking up. Yeah, and family, I guess. So
Mm.
yeah, I
And
usually tell people therapy is expensive, but family is not.
yeah.
Yes,
So you had a support
I
system.
have. Yeah, I do have a support system.
You had people you could talk to and
Yes,
share.
and tell them what I'm going through, and they'll feed me for days. They'll be like, "Don't go to your place, just stay."
Okay.
Yes,
I'm asking this because there's somebody who could be listening in
yes,
and they're in that same space that you were in,
yes.
and like, how do I do away with these thoughts? What should I do? How do I get out of this dark
Seek
space?
professional help. That's the first and most important. There are, right now, the government, through I think almost all the level 5 hospitals, have a mental health department. You go to the county government health, and you ask for mental health department. Please seek for professional help, because sometimes your suicidal thoughts or ideations may not may be based on a sickness like depression, or you have schizophrenia, or you have bipolar, and you might feel like you're talking to people and they don't understand you. So talking to people is not necessarily the answer. Seeking for professional help is the answer first. The other thing is, when you have people you know, they can treat you kindly.
Mm.
Yes, those are people you go to. People who will not condescend you for feeling the way you're feeling.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
and those are your support people. People will give you encouragement. They'll give you food. If you're bad enough, they'll bathe you, because sometimes you even let go of your grooming because of the darkness that you're going through. Just let me explain it before I perform it. It's my attempt to say, if you're struggling with all this darkness, you're not alone. Yeah, it's just saying you're not alone. I have felt the way you're feeling. Might not be exactly the way you're feeling, but I too struggle with whatever you're struggling with, not in the same capacity or the same intensity. So you're not alone. You're not alone. Yeah. So here is, yes, I have. Yes, my soul has bore the marks of every weight it conceived in regrettable variance. Yes, my soul sinks to the sole of my feet as I tread upon the shores of my tearful seas. Yes, I thought I would have calculated the force of gravity, but shamefully am buried under the pressure of everything else and the vastness of nothingness. Yes, I have argued with my irrelevance, and it repeatedly wins in lots of leeway like the winds. Yes, I have in many ways thought my sanity is in being fleetingly stoic. I'm left with everything falling like overdue paint jobs. Yes, I have struggled with the acceptable thought that perfection is a long road and I am drifted in the opposite direction. Yes. Pressed down, you say? Hmm. So let me explain. I sat myself down and thought, I am my favorite clown, featured on the joke of a town. So you might say, don't beat yourself up or down. Let me let you know that I am gentle, but not to forget the many times I took myself to the splint each of a blade and drowned in a red river, south and under. I can't let go of the pain that felt like stepping on Lego, that sounded like chewing off food from the ground that I lay on. Undeniably, it is profoundly deafening that in the silence I raise a silent and implode. I hope to let it go, if it let goes. So yes, invariably, yes. Defiantly, yes. If there are feelings to be felt, I feel like I have felt them. And when I get full of the charade, I will compile a list of the messes I've made. And you find me less of a human being by then, know that I throw a pile of stone for judgment against myself. Not just the broken mirrors, but a broken soul. So you just light the rubble and take a few step backs. Watch how textile, flesh, and stone fuel the light of this particular day. And watch how you make ashes from flames. I will not blame you. My killing moment was inevitable. I've been trying to figure out these planets and the necessity of unearthing this madness. I will, for many reasons, seasons, remember that many tides are the least tidy. It is, it was, weary. And I bore the marks of the bare paws striking on my mere soul. I wore it all. As if it's not enough, I dropped it all with a weight that pricked and tickled me up. I dropped it, and it felt like I have gotten this relief before. This new sense is not a new scent. I have smelt it all in before. Greatness.
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
So tunaweza sema hii yes I have ilikuwa ni piece imedirectiwa exactly kwa nani
Kwa msichana struggle.
Aha.
Msichana struggle na emotions. Msichana struggle na life. Ana feel kama ukiangalia kuna different elements. Kuna elements ya una feel undeserving, una feel hufai kuishi.
Yeah.
Una feel kama hii pressure imekuwa mingi, imeniweka chini, unanielewa, sifai kuwa alive the next day. So ni kukuambia tu hiyo feeling yenye una feel hadi mimi nishaifeel hivyo.
Nataka kupick interest mahali
Na.
kwa sababu mwanzo ni swala mzuri ambalo sana sana unaweza kuliangazia. Unajua I've been working with around a lot of people na huwa naangalia most of us we tend not to share anything about tunapass.
Yeah.
Especially the young people, not the youth. I mean
the
men.
The male, human male. I've been tumekuwa raised kufeel kuna word kwa English inaitwa stoic. Stoic ni kujifanya hauna emotions, like kichote kihappen buda amepass uko tu yani uko tu.
Unafikiria ile ya nitaambiwa nini nikilia. So like sasa hii history yako ya kuanzia hizi stories za mental health as a whole zilianzia vipi aswa wakati, because I'm just looking at it kwamba yeah it's a good thing, lakini unajua zile pieces venye unazipiana na ule uzani wake. Kuna mahali tu ilianzia tu ikiwa hapo ama ulianza mahali then ukazichanganya kwa mbele due to what we are
kuna kwangu I think from the beginning I've been writing a lot. I write a lot. I write when I'm happy, I write when I'm sad, I write when I'm struggling. Nikiachwa niliandika book bro, niliandika book time ya breakup flani. So I write all these emotions because I feel like it's my art. Okay. These emotions make me create. Kuna mtu mwingine ataenda ata paint. Kuna mwingine ataenda studio andike ngoma ama produce instrumentals because of what they're feeling. It's their release. So with time you have these different elements that you can work with. But again, for the show on suicide, it was all these emotions around suicide. If I have felt them, I'll write about them. If I haven't, I will write for the person who is feeling those nini. So answering your questions is there are feelings that I have felt and there are feelings that are new to me. But because of this show, I had to feel them. I had to feel the emptiness of a human soul that leads to one wanting to end his life. Yeah, so mimi mwenyewe nimestruggle vile nilikuwa nasema. Mimi huchukua my suicidal thoughts kama my red flag. Na stop kila kitu. Nikifeel ni kama niko overwhelmed, nikifeel ni kama hasira zimenipanda. Kuna wakati najiuliza nakasirishwa na nini? Mambo madogo yananikasirisha. Nasema ama nina pressure, like something is not working like within myself. This is not who I am. I don't struggle. I'm not meant to struggle the way I'm struggling. So it's my red flag. Saa zingine ni kutoka tu kwenda mtaa kwa madha, kukaa tu, hata sitamwambia nateseka ama napitia hali, kukaa tu ile environment ya nyumbani, na feel kama sina zile pressure za town, kitu kama hicho. Ama inaweza kuwa ni chupange tu safari, ni safiri tu, yani ile kutoa mawazo. Saa zingine watu hawaheshimu hii bahari. Hii bahari siku zama, like the thoughts that have been poured on the ocean, there's been people staring at it and just unwinding over the ocean. It's amazing. So all these feelings I have felt, that's why I'm writing them. Might not be mine because I'm also an empath. When I sit with you and you tell me your stories and or your life story, I will feel your emotions. It will be like I am in your shoes. So all this ni kupatch to life venye nimefeel nikiendelea na safari.
Yeah, once again tena, kwa sababu naona muda pia unatupatia kisogo. Lakini nataka sasa tuongee na yule kijana. Ama wacha tusimuite kijana, kwa sababu unajua issues za mental health zinapiga kila mmoja. So nataka tuongele na vile tu vitu basics venye unajua kuna mtu mwenye sahi anakapitia, lakini yuko kwa, I don't know whether we should call it denial stage, kitu kama hiyo, ile ya kwamba hayuko sure kwamba haiwezi kuwa ni mental health issues. Na unajua kwa mfano kama maeneo ya pwani, utapata kwamba issues kama hizo zikija, hata sisi wengine tunaweza ona kwamba amerogwa na vitu kama hivyo. So pekee tuzitaje tu kwa ufupi sana, zile vitu ambazo zinaweza kuwa mtu ako katika hiyo state na pengine yeye hajui.
Kwa sana ni kufikiria kuchoka.
Naam.
Ukishawaza tu nimechoka, yani umechoka, ile kuchoka kuamka asubuhi. I remember this time niliamka asubuhi na shangani usiku imeshaja haraka. Yani usiku hii siku ya leo ingechanganyana ya kesho iishe, yani wale ningeamka kesho. Hiyo feeling ya kuchoka, kwa you're waking up feels like it's a drug. You don't have a reason to be alive, you don't have a reason to stay. And then when you get to your social place ama your social circles, ni watu wako, una feel ni kama mzigo, ni kama you have to act up around them. Sijui ukaona nielewa. Ni kama hutaki kuwaonyesha hiyo ule uzito wako, ubaki nao. Waelewa? Yani ni kama tu kazini pia, usilete shida zako za nyumbani kazini. But ukifeel ya kuwa your people, like people you're not supposed to guard yourself around, you now have to guard yourself around, you're not okay.
So ikalika feeling ka kwamba una feel tu wewe tu peke yako vitu kama hizo.
You're not okay. And mimi usema like venye of air tulikuwa tunaongea, you ask yourself the questions, am I okay? Wewe ndio unaweza jijibu. Unajua si mambo ya kuambia mtu. Mimi hujiuliza bro, naamka nasikia niko sawa kweli mimi? Nijikalishe, nijiongeleshe, nijiambie kuna mtu fulani juzi alinifanya kitu fulani. Kwa kawaida huwa hakinisumbui, lakini vile nilireact ilipita. So ile kukaa na ujiulize, alafu najiuliza na ni nini kilinisababisha nifikie hapa. Hayo maswali tu polepole jamaa fulani, kitu fulani, kazi, labda hata umekuwa hujakula, mingine ni njaa, mingine hujalala vizuri, mingine ni mambo ya mapenzi. Yani kuna issue tu zenye, of course life haina mwisho ya issues lazima ziwe, lakini ni uangalie zimekufikisha mahali gani. Because you can control yourself, you can control your emotions. Kuna kipengee kwa mental health inaitwa emotional intelligence. You can control your emotions, but kuna time you can't. So when you are off the control, unajiuliza ni kama tu vile utainua karatasi ama kalamu, kuna wakati utaishika ushindo, yani waelewa. So utaambia watu mkono wangu bro umeanza kusumbua, sielewi. That's the same way we do it with our emotions. So ni kule kujikalisha na kujiuliza maswali yako. Alafu pia vile tuliongea ni kuwa wewe pia unajua suluhisho moja ama mbili kuhusu vile unaweza jisaidia.
Swali moja fupi ya pengine usilieleze sana
Naam.
before tuambie sasa, now as a mental health advocate
Naam.
unaweza ambia nini watu pale nje?
Tupendane.
No, before fike huko.
Naam.
Is it okay for a man to cry?
Nimeulizwa ili swali mara nyingi. Mimi sina shida. Wajua shida kukulia ni kama it's a relief, it's not a solution. Sina shida ukilia, lakini usilie ati kila wakati tunakupata umelia. Unalia nini? Yani,
Asante.
kulia ile mara moja, wajua, unaona ukiona buda ameenda ama kitu kimefanyika, kuna ule ububujiko wa emotions, sawa. Lakini kila asubuhi bro tunakupata walia.
So now as a
So at the
mental
end of the day ni uangalie suluhisho, sababu ni kama kichwa cha kuuma kila asubuhi ukiamka. So mbona kikuume? Angalia labda ni pressure, labda ni uko na ugonjwa, labda ni usingizi, kulala vizuri. So vile utaangalia mwili wako, hivyo angalia hisia zako.
Asante. Now as a mental health advocate, I want you now to speak to the young people, our listener pale. Na umwambie kile chenye una feel kama hicho sasa ndio anafaa kukisikia, na akiweza aweze kukifuatilia.
Nasikia ni kama as a community we are very careless with each other. We don't understand that most of these mental health issues because of how we deal with each other. How your parents have dealt with you, how your siblings have dealt with you, how your friends have dealt with you, how your lovers have dealt with you. We don't take seriously that our words or our actions can ruin a person's life. Like tu mara moja, and someone like bullying. Bullying is a very interesting concept. It's someone making you feel that you are not worthy. Naelewa. Nani by words ama by actions. And someone can kill themselves because someone said that they are work. Naelewa. So all these concepts is because as a community, that's why we talk about issues, is let's be kind to each other. Let's be supportive. If someone comes to you with a struggle, if you don't know anything about it, tell them in a kind way, hey bro, mi naona ni kama siwezi kukusaidia ama sina nafasi ya kukusaidia. Enda jaribu tuangalie basi mali kwingine unaweza saidika. Kama hawezi pata, enda kwa serikali. Ndo nimesema sahi level 5 hospitals nyingi ziko na mental health department. Kaangaliwe, weza kuwa labda ni issue ya kumeza dawa, lakini mnabambanya. Na ni kitu mtu weza simamisha na dawa. Elewa, ingine ni genetics, angalia vile ataimudu akiendelea, unaelewa. So yeah, let's be supportive, let's be kind to each other. We don't know what anyone is going through. So let's be there for each other when we can.
All right, thank you so much. That is very strong. So tukimalizia, pengine mtu anaweza kupata wapi Greatness?
Mimi naitwa Greatness, mimi ni poet, mimi ni mshairi bro. Kwa mitandao yote ya jamii ni @greatnesspoet, @greatnesspoet, GREATNESSPOET, Greatness Poet kila mahali. Yeah, tuongeleshane pale, tusaidiane. Let us raise a community that is conscious about mental health.